Now there is a fourth world war. Madara Uchiha in the past, one of the creators of the village hidden in the foliage and the god of shinobi. Standing on the head of the ten-tailed man with Obito in front of the army of the United Nations, who united against him to stop him, and behind Uchiha and Jubi, a flower grows. You think that you will stop me, you weaklings? Give up and then you will get into a world where no one will suffer or die in wars, Madara said, holding out his hands. Yes, never in our lives, we will not give up, we will lend you and then our dear and close to heart people will live on, Tsunade said, so you're all going to die. Having folded the seals, he said, the element of fire, fiery destruction. There was a wall of flames on the Shinobi Alliance. To escape, the shinobi who possessed the element of water ran forward with their seals folded, element of water, water wall. Neutralizing Madara's technique, steam appeared, which covered the battlefield. Temari and a couple more shinobi scattered the steam with the element of wind, and then the alliance sees a bomb of a tailed beast flying in their direction. The shinobi were already determined that they would die, but there was a flash in front of them and a man in a white raincoat with the inscription, "The Fourth Hokage," on his back appeared. "I hope I'm not late," said the other. Kakashi looked at their savior and saw his sensei. Sensei, "Hi Kakashi, how are you? And where is my son?" he asked, looking at each shinobi in search of his son. "And he should be on Turtle Island," Kakashi said and looked into Sensei's eyes. "He is resurrected, but who resurrected him?" And then the third Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi lands next to him. "And you're still fast, Minato," Hiruzen said, and Tobirama and Hashirama Senju, the second and first Hokage, land next to them. "Fourth, and you're faster than me," said the second. "Great, now you can." Hashirama did not have time to finish, as an explosion is heard. This creature, which the ten-tailed has summoned, is being destroyed by the ranks of shinobi. Here is one of the monsters swung to kill one Anbu Konoha. Pov Yugao Yuzuki. Here is the final battle in which there is a bloody battle. I'm fighting together with the others for the future of our loved ones, so I dissect the body of another monster, but I don't notice another one who has crept up to my back and has already swung his weapons. I close my eyes and remember the past of my life. Honestly, I thought I wouldn't live to see this moment, because before that there were so many S-rank missions in my life that I thought I would die on them. But I couldn't leave him alone because I promised to always protect him from any danger. But I was noticed that I was getting closer to him and was confronted with the fact that either I stop all attempts to help him or they bookmark him and send him to the root of the Anbu, and choose the least of the two evils. One of the days when he was waiting for me at our place, namely, in the Senju forest, I told him that I would not appear again and that he was a weakling good for nothing. Here I am a fool, I could just take it and run away from the village. But then we would be hunted. That day, I saw eyes full of pain, fear and despair. Then he was so small and innocent. "Forgive me, I wanted to protect you from danger because if I hadn't left, you could have been hurt. Forgive me, Naruto." But then I heard the sound of metal on metal collision. I turn around and see a man in a blue raincoat on which the sign of the whirlpool was visible and the inscription in red, "Guardian of the Whirlpool." "It's been a long time since we've seen Kat-chan," he said. But that voice was so familiar, and this man throws the monster away and cuts it in half. Turns to me, on his head was a hood and a mask resembling a fox. In the eye holes I see eyes as blue as the sky. He takes off his hood and I see wheat like ripe wheat hair. Taking off the mask I saw the face of the one I was protecting with all my heart and soul. End POV Yugao. "Naruto, hi," he said with a smile. 32 is not the limit. "What are you doing here, you fool? You should be on the island," she screamed at him. "Well, I can't watch the man I love die in this war," he said with the same smile. Yugao, hearing these words, began to cry. Why did I leave you then? I insulted you that day." Before she could finish, Naruto kissed her on the lips and hugged her. Yugao just couldn't believe what was happening. She thought if she touched him or opened her eyes, which she closed during a tantrum, he would disappear. But still she puts her arms around his neck and deepens the kiss. But all good things tend to end, just like this kiss. I made a promise, I always keep them. You are one of the few who supported me in the most difficult moments of my life," he said, looking into the girl's black eyes. Flashback: here is a boy of about 5 years old walking along the turf from his next training session. He trained Bukenzutsu, but again he had nothing to do. Walking through the streets, he heard people talking about him. This demon is coming again, and why hasn't the Hokage locked him up somewhere yet? Or, you see this boy, it's better not to be friends with him and not approach him. Hearing this, the little boy's heart was breaking. Why? What did I do to them? He ran home, so as not to hear those voices and not to see those eyes full of hatred and contempt. Turning the corner, he collided with a shinobi with a vest. "Oops, how are you?" he asked, turning around. His face immediately changed. "Oh, so this is our demon now, I'll teach you a lesson," he said, taking out a kunai. "Why did you get a gun? What did I do to you?" Naruto shouted, crawling away to the wall. "What do you say? You killed so many people and still ask?" Shinobi shouted. He was about to strike, but then silhouette appears in front of the boy, who cut off the shinobi's hand. "Ah, you beast that came to protect the demon. Stop it," he shouted. "He is not a demon, he is an ordinary boy who, unlike those like you, restrains the power of the demon and cleanses the village. You can definitely tell by the voice that this is a girl." Naruto would like to thank her, but then another ANBU operative appeared next to her. "Cat, what happened? Why this man's hand was cut off? He tried to kill Naruto-kun, so I defused him." This demon has survived again. "Okay, I'm taking him away. You take him home." From the beginning it was quiet, and then ANBU in a bull mask spoke louder. "Cat-san, do you hate me too?" he asked, looking at Anbushnitsa. "There's no reason why I should hate you. After all, you are a strong boy who restrains the strength of the fox," she said, stroking the baby's head. Naruto burst into tears from such words and clung to ANBU. "Hey, what are you doing?" she said, not understanding why he suddenly started crying. "You're just the first one who says such words to me," he said, burying his face in ANBU's vest again. Well, everything is fine if you want me to become a friend or a sister for you," said, hugging the boy. Naruto looked at her with widened eyes. "You're really going to be my friend?" "Yes, I promise that I will always be there," said Naruto, patting his head again. "Then I promise I'll always protect you." "Okay," she said. End flashback: whatever happens, I will always protect and love you," Naruto said, taking her hand. "Fool," she said, hugging him. "Come on, I want to thank another person who helped me." "And I love her too," he said, but when he saw the face of his beloved, he began to explain himself. "Stop, just don't shout. First of all, she also helped me a lot when you, well, let's say left. Secondly, you know her and I think you'll get along," he said, looking at Yugao so that she wouldn't kill him. "Who? What is it?" she asked. "Hana Inazuka." "Hana. Now it's clear why I constantly saw you in the enclosures of the Inazuka clan," she said, and hit Naruto in the stomach. "I don't mind. She's a good girl. Even though I'm older than you, just like me. And yet I will ask, from where do you have these clothes?" she said, looking at him. "And this as well? I haven't been to Turtle Island." "And where were you then?" "Stop it," she screamed. "I was there in Yuzushio and learned something," he said, taking out the diary. "What is it? Read it." Recent entries. Opening the last entries, she began to read. "I am Izamu Uzumaki, the son of Ashina Uzumaki, the second Uzukage of the village hidden in the whirlpools. I regret to write that our clan was betrayed and our allies Konoha did it. They made their way through the barrier using Mitosama's blood and started slaughtering people one by one, even children and women. How angry I was today that I used the most powerful technique, namely the Raten punishment of heaven. And he took with him more than 5,000 attackers. If the Uzumaki are reading this, don't trust Konoha, hide and wait for the last guardian to come to restore the clan." After reading this, Yugao looked at Naruto, who lowered his head. "I'm sorry," she said, and hugged him. Not only did they choose my mother as a Jinchuriki and did not protect her from all kinds of bullying and humiliation, they also put bookmarks on her for the love of the fourth and the village, he said, and he started to cry. Konoha took everything from my mother and me, everything that was dear. And for their sake, Mom and I suffered, gave sweat and blood. He broke into a scream. Don't tell me you're going to take revenge on Konoha. I fell in love with a kind and smart guy, not an avenger like Uchiha, she said, hugging the blonde closer to her. No, of course I'm above it, I'm just not going back to Konoha anymore, let them solve their own problems. And it's hard to say about Kiyomi here, she's not an avenger, she decided to just kill Itachi so that he couldn't take the last person close to her, he said, pointing to Madara. And who is this last person dear to her? Must be Sasuke, Yugao asked, not believing that such a person remained. Yeah, said Naruto. What? These words shocked Uzuki. I assumed that you wouldn't believe it. But I remember one moment. You remember the day when after the academy I came to our place. So then I got into another scrape, then I saved Kiyomi from the Chunins who came to mock her that she was the last of the great clan and she needed to revive it, then taking the whole blow on herself. Then, let's say, she opened up to me like an open book and told me everything. But this is not about that, we need to defeat Madara. I'll help, Yugao said, but then her katana broke. What a shinobi without a weapon you are. I wanted to give it a little later, but it seems not fate, Yugao. I'll tell you right away if you're ready to go with me to the end, because maybe this choice will be the last, he said looking into her eyes. I will follow you to the end of the world if only you were next to me, she said in a confident voice. Then I Uzumaki Naruto dedicate you to Yugao Uzuki. But then the girl interrupted him. Uzumaki, what? Naruto didn't understand. Yugao Uzumaki, after all, I am your future wife. But, she said smiling, thanks. I Uzumaki Naruto dedicate you to Yugao Uzumaki in the Guardians of the Whirlpool and hand over one of the guardian swords. Use it for the good of the clan and family. Naruto said, handing over a black katana with a yellow painted dragon and a whirlpool, and a pendant with the symbol of the Uzumaki clan on the handle of the oars. Yugao hung her katana on her back. Let's go to Hana, we need to tell her everything too. Go alone, while I talk to Nito father and former Hokage. Take care of yourself. I'm not going to leave you anymore, much less lose you, she said after kissing him, and you take care of yourself, I'm not going to leave you alone either. Wearing a mask, Yugao ran in the direction of the west, because Hana is there now, along with the others, fighting with the monsters of Desity Tail. Naruto threw on his hood and wearing a mask went to the Great Kage. When he got there, he saw 4 former Hokages along with Kakashi and his graduation from the academy. And who is this? Tobirama said, pointing at Naruto. I am the guardian of the whirlpool and the last representative of the Uzumaki clan. Naruto said, a whirlpool, Tobirama said, and saw a red armband with the symbol of the Uzumaki clan. So Uzumaki, tell me your name, said the third. Such creatures as my name will not give you anything. After all, you scum ruined my clan, Naruto said in a growling voice, looking at the third and fourth. What do you mean? Hashirama said. Oh, you know what you've done. Because of you, the Hashirama clan signed an alliance where Konoha and Uzumaki become allies and help each other. Then why when Uzushio was attacked, Konoha did not help, but her limit. Not only that, but you also chose who would be the next Jinchuriki, and chose my mother, so you, along with the elders, laid the bookmarks for loyalty to Konoha and the love of Minato Namikaze, Hiruzen. How to understand it? Tobirama said, releasing Ki, Tobirama-sama, Uzumaki posed a great threat to the village. We decided to eliminate this threat, and as for Kushina, we decided that it would be safer because she was a Jinchuriki, Hiruzen said apologetically. Apparently I didn't teach you the important thing that allies need to be helped and protected. And you Hamura, Koharu, Danzo, and you have betrayed our only allies. Do you even know what you've done? I wouldn't even be surprised if you put bookmarks on the baby. The second one shouted at Hiruzen. They were standing. Naruto, who was silent, gave his voice. What? Hashirama and Tobirama said in unison, I am the son of Kushina Uzumaki and the fourth Hokage. Naruto said, taking off his mask and hood. Son, said Minato wanted to come up, but Naruto hit him with his fist in the target. Don't you dare call me your son. You are the worst person the earth carries. You loved another woman, but you didn't pay attention to your mother at all. I was having fun with some Yamanako all the time, and remember, I'm not Namikaze, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto shouted at Minato. Namikaze looked at his son angrily, but he was silent because everything Naruto said was true. Let me ask you what bookmarks were on you? The second Hokage asked a question. For loyalty to the village, the dream of being a Hokage, and for slowing down development. After all, the village does not need. My brother and I are very sorry. And yes, why do I not see Uchiha among the Konoha shinobi? Tobirama, did you destroy what? Hashirama asked. Tobirama, I will answer instead of the second one. Tobirama-san, although you disliked the Uchiha, but you gave them a goal, namely to protect order inside the village. However, this was followed by terrible consequences. After your death, the third, together with Danzo Shimura, decided to destroy the Uchiha. They provoked the Uchiha clan to make a coup in the village. First they moved the clan to the outskirts of the village, and then they began to spread the rumor that the Uchiha thought too much of themselves and they had too much power. And when the clan wanted to carry out a coup, Hiruzen, along with Danzo, ordered the genius of the Uchei's Itachi clan to cut out the entire clan, in exchange for the fact that his younger brothers and sister would live. Told the story of the Uchiha clan. Tell me, Uzumaki, did you have close people in the Uchiha clan? Tobirama asked his question. Yes, my godmother Mikoto Uchiha and sister Izumi, Naruto said, and a tear rolled down his cheek. You will answer for everything, Hiruzen, I swear, Tobirama said. Hashirama supported his brother's words. So you were deprived of everything that was close to the heart of the Jinchuriki Davetic Vostogo. Then why do you need to fight? Give me the girl tale and I will create a world where you will meet your beloved people. Join me and then we will take revenge on them all. Madara said at the top of the mountain. Maybe if you had told me that 2 years ago, I would have agreed. But now I can't, and I don't want to have the dreams of the entire Uzumaki clan and my mother on my shoulders. I can't let them down. Naruto said, taking out his black katana. Well, let's see your determination. However, I dare to ask what you will do if someone close to you stands up to you. Madara said with an evil smile. What are you talking about? Uzumaki said, frowning. He really doesn't like the words of Uchiha. Here's what. Edo Tensei. And then 2 coffins appeared in front of Kage and Naruto. Naruto tensed. He felt the chakra that came from the coffins. He could not believe that he would fight against them. The coffin lids fall and 2 women in the form of hunins come out from there. One of them was scarlet-haired, and the other was black-haired, and she had a Manjaku Sharingan burning. You filth have desecrated their graves. I swear I'll kill you. Naruto said, I understand this is your mom and godmother. Hashirama said, yes. Said the blonde, and then Yugao and Hana run up to them. Sorry we were late. Hana was just making excuses to her mother. Yugao said, yes, there's nothing, I didn't make excuses, I just answered my mother's questions. By the way, I don't mind Naru, Hana said, red with anger. I'm glad, but now is not the time. He said, looking at the 2 people closest to him. It's the same, Kushina-san and Mikoto-san, Yugao said, covering her mouth with her palm. Tears began to fall. And what are you going to do now, Uzumaki? You will not fight against your mothers. Madara said mockingly, Yugao, Hana can't handle them alone. I'm asking for your help. He said, looking at his girls, we will always help you and we will never abandon you. They both said, Hana Inuzuka, are you ready to defend the honor and will of the clan from enemies? Naruto asked the girl, firstly Uzumaki, and secondly yes I agree, the slightly red Hana answered, because it's not every day that you will be in front of the great former Hokage, dedicated to both wives and guards at the same time. then I'm Uzumaki Naruto dedicating you Han Inazuka to the guardians of the whirlpool. Protect the Uzumaki clan because you are its pride. He said and kissed Hana. Hashirama-san, Tobirama-san, I ask you to take care of the ten-tailed and Masaknik, leave Madara with her mother and godmother to me with Yugao and Han, said the blonde looking over his shoulder at Kage. Well, we'll take care of the tailed one, and you pile Madara up to the most, don't mess around, and yes, love and happiness to you Uzumaki, said Hashirama with a smile showing his thumb. Tobirama just nodded. All shinobi follow me, we are going to the ten-tailed. Tobirama said. All shinobi with Kage ran to meet the ten-tailed and Masaknik. Next to Naruto and the girls, only Minato remained. Kushina would be proud of you, Namikaze said without emotion and left using Hiration. POV of Kushin and Mikoto. Kushina opening my eyes, the first thing I saw was that I was standing in front of 3 shinobi. Looking closer, I saw the hit of my homeland Uzushio. A minute later, my vision was restored and now a blonde man in a blue raincoat is standing in front of me. And to the right of him is a girl with purple hair and a sword with a gold engraving, and to the left of the blonde, there was also a brown-haired girl with 2 red stripes like fangs on her cheeks, but with paired blades, but the blonde reminds me of someone with this hair and mustache. Maybe it's Naruto, young man. What's your name? I asked. Mom, it's me Naruto. He said looking at me with a sad smile, son, I'm so glad to see you, you've grown so much. I said with tears in my eyes, Naruto, you really have grown handsome. I hear a voice on the right, turn around and see my best friend Mikoto. Mikoto. Why are you here and where are we anyway? Kushina began to be indignant. I died. Kushina, the village ordered Itachi to cut out the entire clan. I'm sorry, but I couldn't take Naruto into custody as you bequeathed. Mikoto said. She started to cry. Mikoto-san, you have done more than anyone. I know that it was you who visited me in the hospital after each beating and that you gave us books and some products. And it was you who gave me the clothes that I cherished with all my heart. It was you, Mikoto-san, who became my very first close person. Honestly, when I found out that the whole clan was massacred, I broke into your house and when I saw your silhouette outlined in chalk, I sobbed and cursed that your eldest son would die in agony. Naruto said, sobbing, he deprived me of a ray of light, deprived me of a support that I badly needed. And the village got rid of you as traitors. Yes, and after the destruction of the clan, Sasuke followed the path of revenge and left the village, only Kiyomi remained by herself, only getting cold to the rest except me. Mom, Minato didn't love you at all. I was in love with one of their Yamanaka. He wanted to leave us after giving birth and go to her. You can then hit me with a frying pan, but I will say this, I love you in no way relatives. And as beautiful girls, he said blushing. Yugao and Hana looked at him with disbelief, and Kushina and Mikoto generally withdrew into themselves for a few minutes. How disgusting it is for a son to fall in love with his mother. Uzumaki, what freaks you are, it's good that your clan was destroyed, said the shinobi god. Yes, it sounds stupid, but that's what Naruto is all about and I love him for that. I will support him and love him in everything, said the voice, and then Kiyomi Uchiha appeared next to Naruto, the last representative of the great Uchiha clan. You've been a long time, Kiyomi. Naruto said with a slight smile. Sorry, I'm not the fourth or second with their Hiration, she said and hugged him. When she moved away from him, she saw her mother. Mom, hi, daughter. You've grown up to be a beauty, I'm glad. I hope Itachi took care of you with Sasuke. Mikoto said, well, stop it. Let's look at your determination, the last Uzumaki and Uchiha Madara said and took Kushina and Mikoto under control. Kiyomi, take Mikoto, but seal her and put these seals on her. Hana, Yugao, you take care of my mom, keep the seals as fast as possible. And yes, be careful with her, because my mother, though in the past, but Haim. And her knowledge of Fuinjutsu can be deadly. And I will fight Madara," said, giving the girl the seal of chakra suppression and movement suppression. And so the battle with the strongest ninjas of the past and present began. Naruto took out his black and red katana with red sakura petals painted on it and a pendant on the handle with the symbol of the Uzumaki clan. Madara took his weapon scythe and gunbai and ran to Naruto. "You have no idea with what pleasure I used my manjaku, made Mito fall in love with this idiot Hashirama. With what pleasure I then forced her to come over to our side. I put bookmarks on her so that she would love the peace-loving Hashirama and Konoha. How I then took her blood and gave it to Danzo to plot against your clan," Madara said, smiling, delivering a vertical blow with a scythe. "You're going to pay for everything you've done. I know that for the sake of maintaining power, you sent your people with Manjikyu on fake missions. And you bullied the clans into joining Konoha, blocking Uchiha's kick. How do you know that?" "There is no proof," said Uchiha, trying to stab in the stomach with a gunbai. "One of the Uchi survived and came to Uzushiogakure, but unfortunately he did not have time to warn the clan about the betrayal," Uzumaki said, jumping away from Madara and began to fold the seals. "Suetun, tsunami, a huge wave is coming to Madara, which washes away everything in its path. Kato, fiery annihilation. Responds to the Uzumaki technique, Madara. It doesn't change anything, Uzumaki and Uchiha are destroyed. And soon the whole world will fall on my knees," he said. "I won't allow it," Naruto said, appearing behind Uchiha and delivering a horizontal blow. "What can you do, puppy? I'm invincible," Uchiha said, forming Susanoo around himself. "Hey Naruto, if the fight drags on, then the tree will bloom and then the whole world is screwed. And he hasn't even shown half of it yet," Kurama said in his subconscious to his Jinchuriki. "Then we'll have to use it," Uzumaki said mentally. "Are you sure? You remember the price for this power, and it's not a fact that it will turn out to unify Jubi. After all, it consists of all the tailed chakras." Kurama reasoned. "No. Everything will work out if at least one of your chakras disappears, then Jubi will not be able to exist to maintain it in this world. He needs all the tailed ones. In any case, the outcome is the same. Yes, I am glad that I have made friends with all the tailed ones. I am very happy that at least in the end, but I was able to meet people dear to me and confess my love to them. Kurama, you yourself are ready, because this is a one-way ticket, and you wanted to be released. You don't want to," said the blonde, appearing in his subconscious and looking at his partner. "I've been in you since you were born. I've become too attached to you during this time, so I'm with you until the very end." "Yes, and I want to punch Madara for that fight," said Kurama, grinning. "Well, then let's go," the blonde man said, having printed out a mask in the form of a skull. "What are you up to, Uzumaki?" said Uchiha, straining because a scarlet chakra emanated from the mask. "It's time to answer for everything you've done, Madara." "Uchiha," said Naruto, putting on a mask, and then a column of scarlet light hit Naruto. Naruto got into his subconscious and sees in front of him an old man in a black hoodie over which was a red samurai armor. He had gray hair and a beard. "Hello, great-granddaughters," he said, looking at Naruto. "Grandpa, I'm glad to meet you live," said the blonde man, coming up to the old man. "Me too. Well, if you used a Reaper mask, then you know about the price of applying. And I'm really sorry that you had to use it. If I could save a non-clan, you would." "Sorry," he said, bowing. "Grandpa, I can't be mad at you and I can't blame you for what happened," said the blonde, hugging his grandfather. "My granddaughter had such a son. I am very glad and proud that despite all the hardships you walked with your head held high. Well, time is short. I will give you all the knowledge of Fuin and the knowledge of using the Reaper mask," he said, folding the seals and touching the blonde man's forehead with his hand. "I'm proud of you, Naruto," Ashina said, and disappeared. When the pillar of light disappeared, Naruto appeared in front of Madara in black armor over which there was a cloak. A katana hung behind his back. a hat was on his head, and a skull mask was on his face. Madara Uchiha for the destruction of the Uchiha and Uzumaki clans. You are sentenced to death, you will never be reborn in the world of the living again, your soul will be destroyed. Naruto said, and a swirl pattern appeared in his eyes, and behind Naruto, translucent scarlet-haired people appeared and a warrior in red armor surrounded Naruto. And then Madara felt that the control on the resurrected was gone. What I did, I have dispelled the control of Nail Kushina and Mikoto. Now it's your turn. Naruto said and appeared in front of Uchiha. Uzumaki clan technique, banishing impiety. Uzumaki said, I touched Madara's chest with my hand, and what will you do, Ka? Uchiha coughed up blood. And then he sees that his soul is leaving his body. No, I'm not done yet, this is the end. The Scarlet Warrior who formed Naruto had a sword in his right hand, and when Madara's soul left his body, the warrior dissected his soul. When the control over Kushina and Mikoto disappeared, they began to watch what was happening. And when Kushina saw what kind of mask Naruto had, she cried and sat on her knees. Kami-sama, for what? Why is my son? Habanero cried, Kushina-san, what are you talking about? Asked the nervous Yugao, because she is also worried about her beloved. This is a mask of a Shinigami priest. If used, the user will die, she said sobbing. This was also heard by Kiyomi and Mikoto, who had just approached, and then Naruto approaches the girls. I'm sorry, Mom, but there was no other way out. If the fight dragged on, the whole world would have plunged into eternal Tsukuyomi, Naru. Kushina said, hugging him, I'm sorry, Hana, Yugao, Kiyomi, but it looks like I can't stay with you, he said with a sad smile. Naruto started to fall, but was picked up by Hana and Yugao. You're not a fool, there was no other way. Why are you? Kiyomi shouted at him, only Uzumaki can use this power, the blonde man barely uttered, and then Shinigami appeared next to them. Greetings, Haim and the prince of the clan. I've come for you. He said, please don't take him away, we just met and confessed to each other, if he dies, then I can't live without him. Kiyomi said, and the others supported her, I have a suggestion for you. I will send you to the past where you will fix it. In the current time, the Uzumaki clan has been destroyed, which is not good. Because later demigods will come calling themselves Otsutsuki will destroy the world. In return, you will all be alive, we agree. The girls said in chorus, me too. Uzumaki asked. So be it, said Shinigami. Folding seals and our heroes were covered with bright light. Naruto opens his eyes and sees that he is in a white space without walls, windows, and furniture. It's not like I'm in the past, he said looking around. You're right, Naruto. Uzumaki said the unknown person who is standing behind him. Naruto turned around and saw an old man with a long beard. He had no hair, and he was dressed in a white kimono. He had a katana on his belt and a tanto on his back. Who are you? And where am I? Naruto asked, who am I? I have many names, but in your world my name is Shinigami, the god of death. And as for the second question, it's hard to explain. Simply put, you are on the verge between life and death. I will explain why you are here. You are here because you fulfilled the prophecy, you saved the world, but at the same time you lost everything. You took revenge for the Uzumaki clan, for which I am grateful to you. And yes, I want to apologize to the prince of the Uzumaki clan for not being able to save your mother, said Shinigami bowing. So it's true, everything I found in the ruins of my homeland. And it's not worth bowing to the Shinigami, there's nothing left to fix anyway. Scale as with Naruto's sad smile. As I already said, I have a proposal for you. I can send you to the past of this world, where you can save the clan. I would love to, but I don't want to go alone. I'm tired of being alone all the time. You're talking about your mothers and girls. Don't worry, they'll go back in time with you. However, there are some problems. Since you used the Reaper mask, then your soul suffered a lot, so to speak, Shinigami said, stroking his beard. And then an exact copy of the blonde appeared in front of Naruto, only transparent, and half of the blonde's body was covered in black spots. As you can see, these are the consequences of using a mask. If you continued to use this mask, then your soul would be consumed by filth. And you would have had tens, or even hundreds of years to purify. However, your soul was only half consumed. Therefore, you will have to stay here for 3 or 4 years, then you will go back in time to your ladies. And in what period of time will we get there? Naruto asked. You will get to the time of the creation of the first Kokurazato. Okay, can I see my mom and the others? Of course. Shinigami said and snapped his fingers, and then 5 girls and a huge 9-tailed fox appeared. Naru. Kushina shouted and hugged her son. Hi, he said, after which he received a blow to the head from his mother. For what? For using that damn mask and for making me worry about you. Habanero said and hugged her son again, and then Naruto feels that he was hugged from behind. It was Mikoto. Yes, you made us worry. So Shinigami offered for the deal. Yugao said, he will send us to the past, namely to the time of the creation of the Kokurazato. Our task is to protect the Uzumaki clan from destruction. Uzumaki said, I don't mind if you were there. That's a 1 in a million chance. Mikoto said, I agree with Mom. If they give you such a chance, then why not take advantage of it, said Kiyomi. Well, when do we leave? Hana said, about this, you are leaving a little earlier than me. Naruto said, rubbing the back of his head and smiling stupidly, why is that? The former Inuzuka caught herself. Well, here's the thing. Naruto wanted to come up with an excuse, but he was interrupted by Shinigami showing the girls the soul of a young man. The problem is this, when using a Reaper mask, the soul of the user begins to absorb the foulness. If Naruto had used the mask for a long time, then there would have been nothing to save his soul. However, he was lucky, so the foulness absorbed only half, and it will take 3 to 4 years to purify the soul. Shinigami explained. But why can't we wait for Naru to recover? Yugao asked. This is due to the fact that you souls did not get into the court in the usual way, that is, did not die. I have called you into the general flow of souls, and staying here for a long time is very deadly. Usually there are no more than a year here, but there are exceptions like Naruto-kun, who will undergo purification from filth. And since you have agreed to call this time travel, then I allow you to change your bodies to those that you wish. Shinigami said, in the sense of change? Mikoto asked, let's say you change your affiliation to some other clan or change your appearance. The god of death explained his words. Then I'll leave it as it is. Kushina said, and I want to ask you to add the genes of the Uzumaki clan. If it is possible to change the color of my hair, let my crown be black, and the rest of my hair will be scarlet. Mikoto said, the same for me as for Mom. Kiyomi said, at that time, I only had scarlet hair color. Yugao said, and I will also ask for the Uzumaki gene and hair color. Hana said, Shinigami-sama, rid me of the Namikaze gene and please remove this mustache. Naruto said, all your wishes will be fulfilled. Ladies, get ready soon, I will send you to the past, and you Naruto get ready, someone wants to talk to you. Kushina, Naruto called his mother as he received a slap. What did you call me? Kushina's 9 strands of hair rose and Ki went, I thought you accepted the fact that I love you as a woman, not as a mother. I accepted it and even agree, but you are not forgiven. Mom, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot for making you worry. But at that moment there was no other choice. You swear that you will no longer do things from which I and the others will not worry about you. Kushina continued, I swear, I promise. Naruto was saying, well, that's good. Bloody Habanero said, instantly calming down. 3 years, yes. Shinigami-sama, I will ask you to make us all younger as well. And what age do you want? 14 is the most it. When Naru appears, we will be 17 or 18 years old. Kushina said, Good, so, Mom, here are the documents that will prove that Konoha will conduct a betrayal operation. Naruto said, holding out the scroll, also the scroll that Madara used genjutsu on Mito-sama and about the coalition against Uzushio. Well, Naru, I'll give everything to Ashina as proof if he doesn't believe me. Well, good luck, take care of yourself. Naruto said and kissed his girls, and you take care of yourself. They said in unison. Shinigami folded the seals and the girls disappeared. I rewound the time and fulfilled all their wishes as well as yours. Said the god of death, and a mirror appeared in front of Naruto. Now he looked like this, gray hair that reached to his shoulders, dark purple eyes and no mustache. I understand Kurama won't be with me if I don't see him here. Uzumaki said when he finished examining himself, yes, you are no longer Jinchuriki Kubi. Kyuubi merged with the personality of that time. Shinigami said, so who wanted to talk to me? Naruto asked Naruto, we will talk to you. Silhouette said behind Naruto. Turning around, he saw two silhouettes. And depending on the physique, Naruto assumed that it was a girl and a guy. They look like they can't be more than 20 years old, but they looked like this. The guy was scarlet-haired, dressed in a blue hoodie and black pants, and the girl was a blonde dressed in a yukata with whirlpool patterns on her shoulders and back. Who are you? We are your teachers, you don't need to know more yet. Said the guy, and then how should I address you? Asked a question. Well, you're annoying, the guy said. You can call me Ami, said the girl. My name is Kinamaru. From now on, for the next 3 odes, while your soul is being cleansed, we will train you in the guardian mode that you used during the fight with Madara. And teach the Fuina of the Uzumaki clan. The girl added, okay. I understood. When we will start, now. The guy said and snapped his fingers, and now a huge polygon with the size of Konoha appeared in front of Naruto. To begin with, 10 laps around the polygon, then 50 squats, push-ups and abs. Then we'll get down to ninjutsu. Kinamaru said, after you finish Naruto, come to me and we will study Fuin. Ami said and sat down under a tree in the center of the polygon. And 2 years passed at such a pace. Naruto learned quickly, because now bookmarks did not affect him and he calmly and quickly assimilated the material. 2 years later, well, Naruto, I handed over and taught you everything that I knew myself. I am proud that I have such descendants. Said Kinamaru and patted Naruto on the shoulder. As it turned out over the years, Kinamaru was the father of Kin Uzumaki's wife Ashina. I am glad to meet my ancestor and learn from him. Naruto said, hugging him, Naru, I have taught you all the techniques of the clan, now you are ready. Ami said with a sad smile. Ami Uzumaki is one of the strongest Fuin masters and was also a half-breed, but despite this, she was accepted as her own in the clan. During Uzushio's attack, she used the summoning of 26 guardian spirits who protected the villagers. But unfortunately the draft fee was too high, and she died. During these 2 years, they became very close and fell in love with each other. Hey, don't be sad, I promise I'll see you soon. Said the former blonde, hugging the girl. I just know, I don't want to part for these 2 years. You have become the closest to me, promise me that we will meet again in a month. The girl said with eyes full of pleading, I promise. Naruto replied, well, Naruto, your soul is cleansed. So you can go to your girls. Shinigami said, Shinigami-sama, I'll ask you to throw a little away from Uzushio. I believe in the girls that they convinced my great-grandfather not to agree to a deal with Konoha. However, I want to personally check how things are, and if I immediately get into Uzushio, firstly, the girls will not let me in, and secondly, everything will have to be done with Ashina's permission. Uzumaki said, are you going to spy? Ami asked. Not really. I want to take back everything that belongs to the clan and protect the clan from the shadows. I will create a legend that everyone who crosses the border of the land of whirlpools and kidnaps clan members will die, the scarlet-haired man explained. Well, anything else? The god of death asked if possible, then the equipment of the reaper, well, or armor, the main thing is to look like a reaper. Naruto said, okay, God said, and the reaper's equipment appeared in front of Naruto, thanks. I'm ready to hit the road, good luck to the guardian of the whirlpool. Shinigami said, and Naruto swallowed the light, opening his eyes. Naruto saw a clear blue and boundless sky, so it seems that the glory of Kami was not moved in the sky, otherwise he would have died. Naruto thought. After examining himself and the surroundings, Uzumaki began to think over a plan of action. So first we need to find out how Uzushio is. How the negotiations and everything else went. Secondly, we need to pick up the masks that for some reason Ashina left on the border with the Land of Fire. Well, the third is to protect the whole clan. Yeah, it's easy in words, but how it will go in practice. Thinking, Naruto got up from the ground. It was already evening, so he decided to set up camp, and tomorrow move to the nearest port. After opening the tent and making a bonfire, Naruto went to look for food. After walking around, he found 2 hares and several bunches of berries. Already returning back to the camp, Naruto heard screams and a growl. After sealing the dinner, he went to the sound. He ran to the road, jumping on a tree branch and reducing the flow of chakra so that he would not be noticed. He began to observe. Naruto saw how there were 3 carriages with cages. And there were girls in the cages, but not ordinary ones, but with ears and tails, who has 2, and who has 6. He saw one of these women with 7 tails trying to drive into a cage, but she turned into a wolf and bit one of the bandits. She was the color of pure snow with red eyes and a red tail tip. "You bastard!" shouted one of the bitten and kicked the fox in the side, causing it to fly into a tree. And the fox turned back into a girl. "TC, let's rape them before we sell them?" One of the bandits asked. The second one chuckled and looked at the girls. There were 5 of them, including the one who was hit. "Well, the main thing is not to hit. The people to whom we will sell them do not like beaten goods," said the gang leader. "Ahaha, have fun." He laughed and began to undress. The girls huddled in the corner of their cages trying to somehow hide. Here are the scum. First they catch, and then they rape. So 10 people, we need to kill them all quickly. And seal the girls and go to the camp, and then we'll figure it out. Taking out the kunai, Naruto threw it at the one who was undressed. Kunai then exactly in the head. From what? The bandit died instantly. The rest took out their weapons and look who attacked them. "Hey, come out, you bastard!" One of the bandits shouted. Naruto jumped off the branch right in front of them. "Who else are you?" "I, the guardian of the whirlpool. For the fact that you bullied women, you will all die," Naruto said in a sepulchral voice and attacked the bandits. 2 of them ran at me swinging their swords. When the swords already seemed to have to cut it, a smoke appeared, and the real Naruto cut off their heads and bodies fall to the ground. 5 more ran at Naruto, folding the seals. Doton, stone peaks. Kato, a fireball. Suiton, a guided projectile. Suiton, water bullets. Futon, vacuum. The technicians flew to Naruto, and when the technician seemed to the robbers hit the masochist. When the smoke from the explosion of the technician disappeared, everyone saw a translucent scarlet warrior around Naruto, and there were 2 red eyes with a whirlpool pattern in the eye slots. The warrior had a spear in his right hand. When Naruto jumped, the warrior threw the spear straight at the 5 bandits. From the explosion that occurred when the spear collided with the ground, there was no trace of the bandits. The remaining 2 bandits wanted to escape, but they were caught by the ghost warrior in their hands. "You will be my messengers. Tell everyone that everyone who will rob, rape and kill people in the territory of Uzushio will be killed. And if any hidden village plans to attack the Uzumaki clan, that village will be destroyed, for my name is the guardian of the whirlpool." With these words, Naruto released the bandits and they ran away headlong. After dispelling the warrior, Naruto approached the cages. The girls were afraid that he would kill them, but he simply opened the cages and released them. Naruto approached the gray-haired woman and sat down next to her. There were a lot of scratches and bruises on her, as in principle on everyone else, but on her more. After printing out the medicines and bandages, he began to rewind the wounds of the gray-haired woman. The rest of the girls looked at him with amazement and surprise. When he finished, he took out a flask of water. "Here you go," he said, holding out a flask of water, and the gray-haired woman with disbelief, but took the flask. "Who are you?" she asked her question. "I, the guardian of the whirlpool. Why did you save me and my sisters?" "I'm not going to watch and do nothing while the girls are in danger. I hate very much those who want to harm my loved ones and those who want to destroy my clan." Naruto replied in a mask. "The clan? Whirlpool, are you Uzumaki?" she said. You've already answered your own question. How are you feeling?" Naruto asked his question. "Only my back hurts normally," she said, hissing a little in pain. Standing behind her, Naruto began to run his hand over the girl's back, and then Naruto's hand lit up with a green glow and the pain in the gray-haired woman's back began to subside. And then the gray-haired woman began to cry. Why? Why are you helping us? After all, everyone hated us and wanted only our strength," she said, crying. "Let's just say I came here to correct the mistakes of the past," Naruto said, wiping away her tears and getting up. "Let's go to my camp nearby, eat, rest, and then we'll figure out where you're going," said the masochist, and went into the forest in the direction of his camp. The girls stood in a stupor for a long time, but when they saw that their gray-haired sister followed him, they went with her, while Naruto, along with girls unknown to him, were getting to the camp. Naruto caught a couple more rabbits so that there was enough for everyone. When he got to the camp, Naruto refreshed the rabbits and left them to roast on the fire, and put the berries in a pot, poured water and put it on the fire. The girls sat and watched what Naruto was doing. "Well, who are you such beauties?" Naruto asked his question. "First you answer our questions, and then we will. Who are you?" The gray-haired woman said, Well, I am the guardian of the whirlpool." I would like to finish, but he was interrupted by a black-haired woman with 5 tails. "Tell your real name and I can tell when a person is telling the complete truth and when not." It doesn't seem to be possible to remain incognito. "I, Naruto Uzumaki, and I are from the future. Shinigami sent me here to correct mistakes and protect his clan," the scarlet-haired one said, taking off her mask and hood. "He's telling the truth," the brunette answers, slightly shocked. "Why did Shinigami send you here?" said another gray-haired woman with 6 tails. "It's amazing, usually when someone hears about Shinigami, they immediately start rushing and begging for mercy. As for the question, as I said before, to save and protect the clan. Now I am who you are, and why aren't you afraid of Shinigami? We Okami clan of wolves, messengers of God Shinigami, understand human speech and are able to look into human hearts. Our task is to protect the followers of the Shinigami, but literally a year ago, a hunt began for us to betray the followers of the Shinigami god and help them destroy them," the gray-haired woman replied. "And what do you see in my heart? If you want, you don't have to answer," decided to ask the scarlet-haired man. "There is a lot of sadness and pain in your heart, but there is also a lot of determination and kindness. Determination to protect what is dear." Another brunette with 6 tails said, "Okami means yes? Are you the last or are there more? I'm afraid the last people attacked our village with bandages on their foreheads and began to cut everyone out. And we will not be able to restore our kind," said the redhead with 7 tails. "And why is that?" Naruto didn't understand. "There are no more males in our clan and they were all killed, but we can have children with a person with a lot of chakra and Uzumaki blood." The gray-haired woman said, "Of course I'm sorry. So what's your name? And what are you planning to do?" Naruto asked the wolf girls, pouring himself a cup of compote from wild berries. "My name is Kushina, and my sisters are Katsumi, Ren, Tsunami and Kurumi. And what to do is to help you," Kushina said, pointing at her sisters. Naruto choked on these words. Why would you stay with me and help me? Naruto cleared his throat. How why? In order to help you in your goal. You can't keep track of everything alone, and we'll help you with this, Ren said, and then we need to thank you for saving us. Tsunami said, yes, not. He wanted to refuse help, but then he felt a thirst for blood and looked at the girls. They all had strands of hair by the number of tails. Objection is not accepted, the girls said in chorus. Okay, keep the scroll there, change clothes in the tent, then come eat. Naruto said, opening a scroll with clothes. Taking the scroll, the girls went to the tent to change clothes, and Naruto went to set up a barrier. After changing clothes, the girls sat down near the campfire and began to communicate with each other. Hey, Kushina, why are you so thoughtful all evening? Katsumi asked. Oh, I'm just thinking about the future. Kushina replied, looking up at the starry sky. Kushina's little sister fell in love. Ren said laughing, and Kushina blushed at her words. No, why did you suddenly take Ren? Kushina said, slightly stammering, oh, come on, sister, you forgot that we can all see each other's hearts. And I can say with confidence that we all fell in love with him. Oh, you can't argue with him, and he breathes determination and faith in a bright future, but here's what else bothers me, he breathes 5 more smells. Tsunami said, so it wasn't my imagination that it looks like he has a whole harem, Kurumi said, and one of the smells of Uzumaki, 2 Uchiha, and the third is very similar to Inuzuka, but maybe I'm wrong and someone else. Tsunami said, it looks like Shinigami sent Naruto here not alone, but with his close people. Kushina said, and then Naruto looks like, what are you sitting for, who are you waiting for, eat, otherwise it will cool down. Naruto said, pointing at the rabbits, Naru. Tsunami said, and then realized how she addressed him and covered her mouth with her palm. I'm sorry, there's nothing, if you want, you can call me that, he said, sitting down next to the girls. Naru, so it turns out you were not sent alone to this world. Said Tsunami, even this has already been found out, I wonder how. Let's just say these are Okami's features, Kurumi said, I see, but I was sent here with my girls. He heard part of the conversation and he likes them too. Maybe some will say that it's stupid and that a person can't fall in love at first sight. But Naruto decided to try to trust them. I want to apologize right away. I heard part of your conversation and yes, I like you too. So far I can't say that this is love. However, I like you as girls, so let's meet? It's kind of unexpected. Kushina said. I'm in favor, Katsumi said, and us. Said Ren, Tsunami and Kurumi, come on, sis, don't be a buka, such a chance is given 1 in a million considering who we are. Naruto, are you sure for sure, if we are with you, then not only us, but also you and your loved ones will be hunted. Kushina said in a serious voice, well, do not leave me to your fate, I will not allow you to be caught and bullied again. Naruto said, well, look then, don't whine that you weren't warned. Ren said, smiling excitedly, I won't, you don't have to worry that a month has passed since that day. Naruto got closer to the girls and now they can be called couples. During this time, they have already saved the Uzumaki group from other shinobi hidden villages 5 times. And one day Naruto's group had to rescue the Uzumaki envoys who went to negotiate with the Yuki clan and the Aisu clan. As it turned out, the Aisu clan is the descendants of the Lin-Kei clan, but due to internal disagreements, the clan was divided into 3 parts. The first is Yuki. The Yuki wanted a peaceful life together with other clans and therefore went to the land of water. Aisu wanted to separate from everyone and continue a quiet and harmless life, but because of the clan wars they failed and now they are allies with the Yuki clan. And as for the third group, it's hard to say, it's easier to say that this is a group of thugs and murderers. They wanted to seize power in the clan and destroy the nearest clans. It also turned out that Senju and Uchiha have already completely built a village and are now absorbing other clans into their village. Clan wars have also ended in the Land of Lightning, and now construction is in full swing there. In Iwagakure no Sato, there is already a full adjustment in the trade routes and they are trying to find information about Uzushio. In Sun, peace treaties between clans have just begun that in Kurigakure no Sato, there are still fights between clans, so apparently while the Uzumaki fights are going on, they decided to bring two clans out of the bloody massacre without unnecessary traces and dust. No one would have noticed where the whole two clans disappeared, and so let's go back to the Uzumaki group, who were moving towards the future of Kurigakure no Sato to negotiate with the clans. The group was moving for the second week. It consisted of 8 people, 3 of them wore ANBU masks and a whirlpool was painted on the forehead of the masks. They were armed with katanas, the rest were shinobi Uzushio, 4 men dressed in blue vests with the clan symbol on their backs, and in the center of the group was the Hime of the Mito Uzumaki clan. They have about 10 kilometers to go to the Yuki and Isu clans. But then they are attacked by a group of Uchiha. Uzumaki surrender, said one of them, and if we are against it, said one of the ANBU, so you're all going to die, said the leader of the Uchi, and gave the command to attack, after Uchiha gave the signal to his people to attack Uzumaki. 20 people appeared in the clearing with a 3-volume Sharingan. The Uzumaki who stood next to the Hime clan folded the seals and let the fire techniques into the Uchiha along with the windy ones. 3 Uchiha folded the seals and a stone wall appeared in front of them, then 5 more launched fire techniques at Uzumaki. But the barrier that the Uzumaki set was swallowed up by the technicians. The ANBU that accompanied Hime took over half of the enemy squad. Damn Uzumaki. Hey, you trash, why don't you use your power? Captain Uchi shouted and hit one of the girls. We don't want to kill them. After all, Hashirama-sama wanted peace with them, said one of them. Shut up. We have a task from Madara-sama and we can't let him down. Use force, otherwise I will personally kill you and your relatives. No. I will not attack my mother's clansmen, said the second. You bitches. The captain has already taken the kunai and started to approach them. I'll kill you. He raised the kunai, but then his hand was cut off and a whirlpool guard stands near the girls. I think I warned everyone, and more than once those who attack the Uzumaki clan representatives will be killed, the guardian said. They are not representatives of the clan, they are miscarriages from one of your clan, who was captured by us. And these are her geeks, Captain Uchi said, writhing in pain and holding on to the stump. Even if their father is not from our clan, but they have Uzumaki blood flowing in them and their appearance is proof of that, the guardian said. And this is so because the girl's hair tips were scarlet, and the supply of chakra was corny more than that of ordinary Uchi. What are you waiting for? Kill them, said the Captain Uchi and attacked the experience, but when the guard threw him away, he saw 2 wolves with 2 and 7 tails standing, and drops of blood dripping from their mouths. The wolves came up to the guardian and both rubbed against him, and he stroked their fur. And now listen here, if I see you attacking Uzumaki again or trying to harm the loved ones of these girls, then I will personally visit Konoha, the guard said in an icy voice, and the captain, hearing these words, ran back to the village. How did you ask? The guardian asked the girls. We're fine, thanks for helping. You're the guardian of the whirlpool, right? One of the sisters asked hopefully. Yes, it's me. Please save our father and mother. If not you, then no one else will help, said the sobbing second. What is the name of your parents? Kagami Uchiha and Akemi Uzumaki. Akemi. She's alive as she is. This was already the Hime of the Uzumaki Mito clan. Yes, as my mother told me, she was caught by the Uchiha and wanted to be used as a sow, but her father stood up for her. He was an elder of the clan at that time and saved my mother. After that, he was removed from his post and he asked for help from Hashirama Senju so that our family would not be touched, but it did not help. They continue to humiliate us, said the second sister, continuing to cry. Well, don't cry, I'll save your parents, Naruto said, stroking the girls on the head. The wolves began to lick the girls' faces, calming them down. And then 3 ANBU and 3 more she-wolves appeared in the clearing where the battle was taking place. So that's whose wolves they are. Anbu said in a fox mask. She had scarlet hair tied in a ponytail. From the cutouts in the eye mask, two purple eyes stared at Naruto. She is dressed in a dark blue Anbu uniform. She wore a white and red katana behind her back, not wolves, but she-wolves. The guardian corrected her and stroked the she-wolf with 7 tails. A familiar chakra maybe, the shadow thought. The guardian is right. And what is your name and who are you? Do not think there is nothing bad. We are grateful to you that you save our fellow clansmen who fall into ambushes of other shinobi or robbers. But who is hiding behind the mask? She asked her question. She had a black top of her hair and scarlet tips. She wore a shadow mask. Her weapons were a katana as white as snow and throwing knives. The third Anbu was wearing a weasel mask. Her scarlet hair reached her waist, her eyes were brown and she was armed with a scarlet-purple katana. Damn, it looks like Kushina and Mikoto, and the third one is very similar to Yugao. But why does Yugao have such large reserves of chakra? Because she refused the gene. So now we need to delay the moment with the disclosure of appearance. First you need to save a family from the Uchiha clan, and only then you can open up. Naruto thought and wanted to answer as he was knocked down by Anbu. Naruto. Is it really you? How? Well, after we were sent by Shinigami, we found ourselves near the bridge leading to Uzushio. We were met and sent to Ashina-sama and his advisors after a week of checks and conversations, and those documents that you gave Ashina accepted us into the clan. A year later, Uzushio has changed dramatically. We improved and built a ninja academy, divided shinobi into ranks and created Anbu. And then Kurama came and said he wanted to help protect Uzushio. And we decided that until the village is completely safe, I will be the guardian of Kurama. It was he who said that you were hiding behind the mask. Kushina said, hugging Naruto. How did you become a Jinchuriki again? I hope to treat you well, the prices are not overstated. He overwhelmed his girlfriend with questions. Naru is fine, no one has done anything to me, much less to us. Kushina reassured him, well, it's still a pity that I was discovered so early, said Naruto, for what he got on the head from Mikoto. You swore you wouldn't do anything else that would make us worry about you. Mikoto said, and the eternal Manjaku Sharingan appeared in her eyes. His drawing commemorated the 8-sided shuriken. Let's discuss everything later at home. Now we have a task to bring out the Yuki and Aisu clan before they are destroyed. Yugao said, by the way, why do you have chakra reserves like Uzumaki? A secret, the girl answered and kissed Naruto, and he answered, so you know each other. Mito said as she approached the group, yes, but that's later. Now I'm going after the girl's parents. Kidna, Katsumi, you are with me, Run, Kurumi and Tsunami, and you continue to accompany Uzumaki. Kurumi, do you have kunai? At first, the Uzumaki did not understand who Naruto was addressing, and then they saw how they turned from a wolf into girls. Yes. The brunette with 5 tails answered, if it gets really hot, I'll take us to you, so be prepared. Okay, be careful. Tsunami said and kissed him. Naruto, we are waiting for an explanation from you later, Kushina said, releasing Ki, and her hair was divided into 9 strands. Mikoto had the VMSH turned on and her aura was cold, and Yugao took out her katana and looked at him threateningly. P understood, I'll tell you everything when I get back, said the guy and disappeared into the whirlpool along with 2 eyes. Thanks to Hiraition, Naruto and Okami found themselves in the land of the waters of the future whirlpool. Why the future? Because for this month that he was here. He destroyed 2 groups, 1 bandits and 1 slavers. And when he destroyed them, 1 saved family turned out to be the ruling family of these lands, and when they were talking about him staying and protecting their land, Naruto suggested the following: when he comes next time they signed peace with Uzushio and created another village here, and so we are about 3 days from here to Konoha. During this time, I will just recover and we will buy a house here when we meet with the daimyo. Naruto said, looking at Okami. Okay. The girls answered him and they set off. 3 days have passed and our heroes are approaching Konoha. Stopping in a small clearing, Naruto began to explain the plan of action. So now we need to act very quietly and carefully. We must not let them know that Uzumaki will be involved in this, Naruto said, taking off his mask and cloak. Then how will we act? Kushina asked. I'll try to do one trick, but I don't know if it will work. What kind of trick? Katsumi asked. In one scroll it was written that there is an abandoned village to the north of Konoha. A side branch of the Uchiha clan used to live there. But when people started disappearing, Madara decided to move them closer to the main branch. I'll pretend to be this evil spirit and try to steal the parents of those girls. Naruto said, taking out a black robe and putting it on. And how will you find them? Kushina asked. I will personally ask Madara. He said with a smile, you're a fool, even though you fought Madara in your time, but now your shaggy friend Kurama is not with you. Kushina started to dissuade Naruto, and Katsumi supported her. Well, calm down, if anything, I will move with the help of Hiraition directly to you. He began to calm the girls by hugging them. Promise that if everything gets really bad, then you will move, otherwise we will not let you go. Katsumi said, wrapping her tails around him. I give you my word. He said, and so Naruto cleans up through the walls of Konoha and gets into the busy streets of the village. You can immediately notice that such clans as Senju, Uchiha, Nara, Akimichi and Sarutobi appeared in the villages. The Inuzuka have not yet agreed to join Konoha because of the Hyugas, who were supposed to arrive here in a couple of days. When he got to the Uchiha quarter, he started looking for Akemi Uzumaki. Jumping on roofs and looking at people, he noticed the scarlet hair of a girl of about 30. Following her, he saw a 2-story house, but it was all beaten up and words such as Scarlet Witch and so on were written on its walls. Approaching the house, the girl opened the door, which creaked terribly and kept on snot. Naruto noticed how the girl let out tears and disappeared into the house. Closing the front door, Naruto was overcome by hatred and bloodlust. How can you treat girls like that, and even Uzumaki? Nothing, Akemi-san, soon you will be in your homeland, just wait. And Kagami is not visible. He thought. Naruto already wanted to go to Akemi's house, but then he noticed how 2 girls and 1 man approached Akemi's house. As he got closer, he heard their conversation. Oh, Kagami, when you've already killed that scarlet-haired bitch. When you finally take us to wife. Said one of the girls. Hi Chibi, I can't yet, we need her to give out the location of the Whirlpool village. If we do that, we will destroy their village and become the strongest clan in all of history. And their girls will be used as sows and then we will have the strongest offspring. Said Uchiha. Aren't you afraid to say it so loudly, in case she hears? Said the second. No, I'm not afraid. What will she do? She's under Madara-sama's genjutsu, so there's nothing to be afraid of. However, genjutsu does not work as planned. Yes, she gave herself up, thinks that I saved her from the fate of a sow. She gave birth to 2 girls, but she did not tell us the secrets or the location of her homeland, apparently to be under a mental barrier that even genjutsu will not help to break. Yes, and the feeling, though inhibited, but they have not got rid of them, so it wasn't broken, thank Kami. So it is necessary to remove the genjutsu, but it can be removed only in 2 ways, either the creator himself will remove it or by infusing another person's chakra. The second option is the most optimal. I hope the remnants of the Kurama chakra will suffice. So you need to steal Akemi-san first, then you need to steal the Uchiha tablet, thought the scarlet-haired one. So the girls left, and Kagami went into the house. Naruto jumped down from the tree from which he was watching and went to the window. Opening it, Naruto made his way inside and began to observe. Akemi was in the kitchen right now, cooking lunch. When she heard someone come through the door, she saw her husband. Hi Akemi-chan, how are you? What we have for lunch? He said, and wanted to hug her, but she wouldn't give in. Hi, Kagami. Normal. She said in a slightly cold voice. Why are we so angry? He said a little irritably. What did you want to hear? Do you think I don't see you hanging out with other girls? What is it? She asked him. Who I walk with doesn't concern you, trash. You should be thanking me for saving you at all. So shut up. Kagami was about to hit Akemi, but then a katana sticks into him from behind. Turning around, Kagami saw a man in black armor, more like a mantle. Who are you? I am Yaoguai. I came for your soul and the soul of Madara Uchiha, said Naruto dressed in a robe, and then the demon's katana was covered by the wind chakra. Repent for your sins, Kagami Uchiha. Naruto said, and Uchiha's body split into two parts and fell to the floor. Removing the mask, Naruto approached Akemi, who sank to the floor in fear and looked at Naruto with fear. Greetings, I am Naruto Uzumaki. And you, as I understand it, are Akemi Uzumaki? The scarlet-haired man asked a question. Why yes. She said, well, your daughters asked me to steal you from Konoha and return you to your homeland. When Akemi heard about her daughters, she immediately came to her senses. I hope they're all right. Yes, everything is fine now. They, together with a detachment from Uzushio, are going to the Aisu and Yuki clan. So don't worry. Okay, but I can't leave Konoha. She started to appear, but Naruto put his right hand to the girl's head and let the chakra. I hope the remnants of the kurama chakra will help, the scarlet-haired man thought. After finishing pouring the chakra, 5 minutes passed and Akemi opened her emerald eyes. What happened was like all the shackles were removed from me. You were wearing a genjutsu and I took it off. Do you remember what happened in the last 10 minutes? Yes, everything is fine, it's just that I haven't felt free for so long. We need to get out of the village. Wait for Naruto-san, we can take 5 families from a side branch of the Uchiha clan with us. They are my good and only friends and acquaintances here, and I am afraid if Madara finds out that I have disappeared, he may kill them. The scarlet-haired woman said in a worried voice. You are sure that you can trust them? Naruto said a little angrily. Yes, well, we'll take them away. I'll teleport you now to my friends. Their names are Kushina and Katsumi, and yes, you should not be afraid of their appearance. Thank you for coming to save me. And I'm teleporting her to my girls. Kushina, Katsumi, take care of her, and I'll take care of the others. Naruto said, going to follow the Uchiha. Who is it for? And where is Akemi-san's husband? Asked Kushina. For 5 Uchi families from a side branch, and Kagami Uchiha turned out to be a rat who didn't like her. And why them? Katsumi says angrily. As Akemi-san said, they helped her at least to believe with difficulty. Knowing what I saw, in any case, upon arrival in Uzushio, they will be tested for loyalty. So no one will pass unchecked. Where to look for the families of those who helped you? Uzumaki asked Akemi. They are located in the western part of the clan's estate for the last 3 houses. 4 families live together because they are from a side branch, and as Madara said, there is nothing for a side branch to occupy at home. Akemi said sadly, yeah, there's nothing better than Hyuga. Naruto commented. Teleporting Naruto found himself on the roof of one of the houses where the Uchiha from the side branch lived. And then he noticed Madara yelling at the Uchiha girl and knocked her to the ground. You're from a side branch, it should do me good that I paid attention to you. He said and wanted to take her by the hair, but then Naruto appeared between them in a suit. Who else are you? Madara roared. I'm Yaoguai. I've come for your families. Naruto said, and then the girl who was lying on the ground disappeared. Yaoguai is a demon that kidnapped Uchiha from a side branch. And you decided to take the others? Yes, I'm taking everyone. Naruto said in a slightly hoarse voice. I won't let you. said Uchiha and attacked the demon. When Naruto was a couple of meters away, about 10 more copies of Yaoguai appeared around Madara. And they attacked Madara. While Madara was distracted by Naruto's clones, he made his way into all the houses and took the Uchiha and the side branches. And teleported to Akuma, Kidana and Katsumi along with the Uchiha, removing the mask and mantle. Naruto looked at the Uchiha. Who are you? A man in his 30s with a scar on his cheek asked a question. We are the guardians of the whirlpool. They came for Akemi-san to bring her back to her homeland. But she asked us to take you with her because you helped her during her stay in Konoha. Naruto explained and began to follow the Uchiha. So we can leave Konoha and go into the whirlpool? A girl of about 12 asked a question. Yes, Mika-chan, but before that, you will pass a test for Uzushio's loyalty, after which a decision will be made. Will you stay in Uzushio or not? Am I right, Naruto-kun? Akemi asked. Absolutely. Okay, we need to go while Madara is busy fighting. Naruto said, and the group moved towards Uzushio, where to meet with the group of Mito, who had already discussed everything with the clans of Yuki and Aisu, and now she and the clans are moving to Uzushio. Open final. There will be no second part.